Hey there everybody, welcome back to the guide. In this part of the series, we're going to be taking a look at collecting blue coins in Bianco Hills. So yes, blue coins, love them or hate them, it's definitely a big part of Super Mario Sunshine, and if you want to 100% this game, you're going to have to collect a lot of them. Each major stage in Super Mario Sunshine has 30 of them, for a total of 240 throughout the game. Now they certainly don't work like they did in Super Mario 64. In that game, they just gave you, 5 coins, which kind of work towards your high score, or 100 coins. In Super Mario Sunshine, blue coins are something you only collect once. It's like, here's our very first one down here in the water, near the end of this river. Once we collect it, we'll be asked to save the game, and assuming you do save the game, that blue coin is collected. It's done. It won't spawn again. If you leave the level and you come back, it won't be there. Now, one of the things that makes collecting blue coins really, really tricky is that depending on what episode you've chosen to play in the stage, some blue coins will, for reasons unknown to me, will move, or some of them will disappear and will or won't be available in certain episodes, and it makes collecting them very confusing. Not only that, but a lot of them are hidden in really unusual ways. And I think you'll start to get a feeling for what I mean as we get, later on in the series, but even just in this video. There's a couple of them. There's a couple even in Bianco Hills that you'll collect it and you'll be like, how in the world was anyone supposed to know that? But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was the third blue coin for us there in our current run. The fourth one we'll be collecting over here is on the cliff side. And this, I'm assuming, is something that was designed to be collected with the rocket nozzle. As you'll see here, after I struggle a little bit to make this jump, you can actually collect it just with the hover nozzle. And I'll try to point that out. There are a lot of blue coins that I think are, expected to be collected with the rocket nozzle. But for whatever reason, I like to try to collect these with the hover nozzle, mostly because I just don't want to go find the rocket nozzle and then switch back to the hover nozzle. So if it is possible to collect with the hover nozzle, and I know how to do it, I'll probably try to do it that way. But I will try to point out that, maybe it would have been easier to do that with the rocket nozzle. Speaking of rocket nozzle, one of the spawn points for the rocket nozzle is right there. And as you can see, it's still a hologram. Oh, I want to talk about the rocket nozzle more, but look at this one. Look at this blue coin. See, that's one of those just truly ridiculous blue coins that how was anyone supposed to find that? It's just a doorway. Who's going to be like, hey, I should really spray that with water and see if it'll spawn stuff. But what will really drive you nuts about the blue coins is I think that specific blue coin will spawn on any episode, but what if it didn't? What if you needed to check that? What if you sprayed it in episode 1 and it wasn't available in episode 1, but it was available in episode 2? So, does that mean you really kind of need to run around this entire game once every episode, spraying everything? Because what if spraying it in one episode doesn't spawn it, but spraying it in another episode does? This is the stuff that keeps me up at night, man. I'm losing my mind. All right. Anyway, we'll just try not to think about that too much. Yes, spraying the M's on the walls. There are M's, graffiti M's all over the game. Those are pretty simple. They just spawn a blue coin right where the M is. On the other hand, there are these circles, and there are also X's. There's also a couple of triangles in the game as well. They work a little bit differently. When you spray one, there's a linked one elsewhere in the level, and you need to run over to the opposite one to pick up the coin real fast. And it works both ways. So even though we collected that one from the first circle, we sprayed it again, and the blue coin spawned from where the first circle was. So yeah, I kind of like that. I don't hate that. It's kind of a neat little mechanic. You have to be aware of where both symbols are, and there's even a little bit of an element of routing, because the coin will expire, and it seems like the timing on each one of those blue coins is a little bit different. They seem to be, intentionally set up to make it so you have to be quick for each one. So we're moving along here. I don't even know what blue coin we're on. I've completely lost track. But I know I was looking up to the sky there for this next one. This one's pretty fun. I like this one. Or I like these. This is sort of a reoccurring blue coin, if you will. I'm still looking for this thing. It's actually one of the birds. So you may know that there are green birds, almost green parrots, that are, probably the other spot that you would have seen them at this point in the game was in Delfino Plaza. The green ones, if you shoot them, if you actually shoot the birds, they will spawn a yellow coin for you. But every once in a while, you'll see one of these blue ones. And if you shoot the blue birds, they will spawn a blue coin for you. So make sure you're looking for blue birds as you're running around all of these levels. But yeah, I say I like the bluebirds just because, I don't know, it's interesting. The way the bluebirds path and fly around away from you, it can be annoying. I mean, you can spend a bunch of time climbing up a giant tree or something like that, and then you'll get like one hit off on it, and then it flies away, and then it's now on the opposite side of the map. But I don't know, it's definitely interesting. It's not exactly repetitive. Every time you chase down one of those birds, it's kind of flying in different directions, and it's always sort of a unique experience. Here are these X with the connected X symbols I was sort of mentioning earlier. They're much easier to collect when you shoot them from on top of the walls. And there's this Pianta guy who is covered in paint, even though there's like no paint left in the level. He still manages to be covered in it. But yeah, the X symbols, a lot easier to make the timing right, get it fast enough, if you will. If you clean the symbols off while standing on top of the walls, you save yourself those couple of seconds of having to climb up. For whatever reason, I did that one from the ground, but it looks like I still had enough time. Here comes another one of those really silly blue coins. Over here on the end, there's this tree that's kind of off by itself. This is sort of a quick way to get up on top of it. Otherwise, you can. There's a Pianta down within the little forest over there that will throw you on top of these trees. Otherwise, I was able to get up on top of it with the wire over there, just barely. But yeah, apparently you hover or spray the top of the tree with water and it spawns a blue coin. It's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. We'll be coming over here again into this area. My routing in this first blue coin video is not super great. I try harder in the later videos to, kind of get them in a more logical order, so I'm not revisiting areas over and over again. Just kind of a quick way to get up here into this cliffside is just doing a wall jump to reach that wire. Oh, and this is another blue coin that is most certainly meant to be collected by a rocket nozzle. But you know me, I'm going to try to collect it without it. So if you do a side somersault into a wall kick into a long hover where you have to turn around while hovering, kind of difficult. Yeah, like I said, if you have trouble with that, definitely the rocket nozzle, you just hold R and you get up there, you get up to the same spot just with one button. That's another nasty blue coin right there. You go all the way over to where PD Piranha is. You can kind of tell that there's something going on over there because of these clouds. Like the clouds being there kind of, makes you wonder what's really going on, you know what I'm saying? So that one may not be as hard to collect on your own, just because there is a little bit of a hint there for you. Refilling on some water, I just barely had enough to make it out there to that last blue coin and make it back. We're going to be hopping on top of the wall here now, and again, another sort of complicated jump. It's actually the same one, isn't it? Side somersault into wall kick into hovering. This section may actually be another rocket nozzle section. But if you come over here on top of this, I'm going to call it a lookout tower. I don't really know what else to call this thing. There's another random Pianta over here who's covered in paint. And make sure you talk to him after you clean him off. It's not like he's just going to spawn the coin just from you cleaning him off. You have to clean him off and then talk to him, which I wouldn't be surprised if, a couple people out there probably messed that one up. Continuing to run along the wall here. Luckily there is an invisible wall there on the right-hand side. You will not fall off to your death. Over here we've got some of these pokey enemies. Pokies. This one right here, this specific one. If you kill that, there's another blue coin there for you. Oh, and there's the rocket nozzle. Seeing the rocket nozzle reminded me. I wanted to talk about that. With the way the holograms, the rocket or the different nozzles throughout the stages, and how some of them are holograms and they randomly become unlocked. I did not know until I started doing this guide how those actually worked. That's one of my favorite things about doing these walkthrough videos, is I'm always learning things too. The way the hologram nozzles work is there is a solid one elsewhere in the level, and when you collect that one for the first time, the game will ask you to save, and it's asking you to save because it's unlocking the hologram one. So I don't think that's mentioned anywhere in this game. I don't really know how you're supposed to know that other than just by observing it happen. I've played this game for a long time, and I didn't really know that's how that worked. I figured that the hologram nozzles just unlocked after you collected enough shines in the game or something like that. So apparently you can unlock the hologram ones as soon as the solid one is made available to you. As soon as you, I guess, find it and reach it and collect it yourself. And I believe on most stages that only happens at a certain episode, so you can't exactly get them right off the bat. There's another nasty one right there. I guess it's not so bad because you probably were going to be, shooting water down because you're hovering over to it, right? So that one, but then again, why would you hover over there? There's nothing there. So it's another pretty sneaky one. Running up the windmill for probably one of the last times. There's another M symbol over here, so we'll go ahead and wash that one off real quick. And we'll hop on the windmill. And there's that one over there, which I'm going to collect after this first one. We're going to go all the way to the top of the windmill, where we first met our dear friend Petey Piranha. And there's another random Pokey over here. The camera up here is kind of weird. It's like always orbiting the center of the windmill, so it's always kind of pointing in the wrong direction. Oh, and that was funny. I jumped out there planning to go all the way to reach that blue coin, and I chickened out there right in the middle of that jump. I think that was probably for the best. I don't think I was going to make that jump. So allowing the windmill to get me up high enough to make this one. We'll hop on over here. Do that nice long hover. And it's at this point that I realized that I forgot one of the blue coins. I was supposed to save and exit right there. We got one more to collect. There's actually a total of 3 more to collect on episode 8. But I'm going to save the last 2 because you need the help from a certain friend. And I'm just kind of avoiding spoilers here. There is going to be a bit of a spoiler at the end of this episode, or at the end of this part of the walkthrough. And I'll try to explain that a little bit better as we get closer, but in the meantime, I'm going to be exiting the stage and switching to, I believe, episode 1, is that correct? Yes. So yeah, this is just sort of the craziness that is blue coins in Super Mario Sunshine. There's going to be one coin in this episode here that was not available to me 2 seconds ago when I was running around in episode 8. I don't really know why that's the case. I don't think anyone really does. But yeah, this is how this works. This is the game. So I don't know if this coin was available in more episodes other than episode 1. I think at one point I probably did know the answer to that, but it's been a while and I just don't recall. I guess the only thing I know right now is that it is available in episode 1, and maybe that's all you need to know too. But yeah, there it is, down there at the bottom of the lake. This one random blue coin out of nowhere. And we'll go ahead and pick that up, and that was the only blue coin unique to episode 1. So we're actually going to hop back to episode 8 now. So here comes the spoiler I was a little bit worried to show you, but I kind of wanted to do it this way, I guess, for continuity reasons. Basically, as you can see there on the right side of your screen, we got a Yoshi egg. So Yoshi is a character in this game. And Yoshi is not at first available to you. You have to get to a certain point in the game and complete a certain episode in order to unlock him. I won't go into too much detail about that, but if you are currently playing the game and are trying to collect all the shines in order before you move on to the next stage, this is actually not a shine or not a couple of blue coins that you can collect until you get to a certain point in the game. So if you're following along right now and you are entering episode 8 and you're not seeing this Yoshi egg, that just means that you're not far enough in the game yet. And you can just not worry about it and come back a little bit later and try again. In any case, we have grabbed this yellow pear thing. I don't know what this fruit is. But I'm running up back towards the spawn point of the level. It's kind of cool you almost never see this part of the stage from this angle, I guess. There's almost no reason to run back up here once you slide down the hill. And depending on how much time you've had on Yoshi, you may or may not know that he cannot swim in Super Mario Sunshine, so be careful crossing the river there. Make sure you hover. Hovering is easy. You just continue to hold A whenever you jump. If he were to fall into the water, Yoshi would disappear, but his egg would respawn and you can just get back over there with another fruit and try again. But yes, that right there, I don't know if you saw that, that was actually one of the blue coins we were looking for. It was actually in one of those blue butterflies. There are butterflies all over the game, and depending on the color, if you eat them with Yoshi, you'll get different things. The yellow ones will drop coins, there's green ones that will spawn 1-ups, and yes, there are blue ones that will spawn blue coins. And our final blue coin in Bianco Hills, past me thinks it's right here inside this beehive, but I'm actually at the wrong one. And I'm also doing this wrong. I'm trying to eat it, but at one point I'm like, oh yeah, you can squirt juice as Yoshi. But again, yeah, this is the wrong one. You would eat all of the bees, and the blue coin would spawn. That one spawned a 1-up again, just because it was the wrong one. But here we go. I got it now. Everything's under control. This is the proper beehive. We're gonna shoot it down with the juice and spawn a bajillion coins. And yes, unfortunately, I recorded my 100 coin video without showing this off, mostly because I just wanted to reveal Yoshi at the last possible second in case anyone would have been bothered by that being spoiled. But yeah, there's like 20 coins there that you can get. So if you've yet to do your 100 coins on Bianco Hills, I think that's a pretty strong place to start. But in any case, that was 30 blue coins on Bianco Hills. Thank you so much for watching. Some of these are pretty crazy, I hope you agree, and I think these are just going to get even more crazy. Some of the places that this game stashes blue coins away in can be a little on the silly side. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you stay tuned for some more blue coins in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.